Next news story. What else did I want to talk about? Let me see. God damn it, I'm fired up. Treating our babies like that. Fuck these motherfuckers. That's how I feel about it. You feel me? That's how I feel about it. Because I'm black first, before everything else. KT, I seen your new video, family. That thing hard, man. Keep more songs like that coming, bro. Like, you got a gift. As an MC, you got a gift, man. You got to keep shining your light on this, family. We need it. All right. Let's see, what else? That one. So, over the weekend, I seen 3 movies that I think everybody should watch for Black History Month. Even if it wasn't Black History Month, these are movies about our history that everybody should watch, right? Now, I'm going to try not to give spoilers. I'm going to try to just give like a synopsis of the movies and why they're important, because let's first understand that movies about slavery, movies about our history, a lot of times shows us in like a hopeless, shiftless type of situation, and it's really not worth seeing. Like, it doesn't empower you, doesn't make you feel good, just make you feel mad and you want to go hurt somebody white. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's 2021. Like, I'm tired of the butlers and all these slave movies, right? Me too. However, I seen 3 movies, family, that because I was watching them like, all right, is this some bullshit? I'm always expecting like a white savior. I'm always expecting something that at the end of the day shows that we needed to be saved by somebody white, ultimately, right? So it's 3 movies that I want you to watch that are all based on true stories, right? So the first movie is a movie called The 24th, right? The 24th, and this is a true story. The 24th is based around the Houston riots of 1917, and the 24th was a melanated military regiment that's called the 24th. They were in Houston, Texas, and basically they were, how can I put it? They were scheduled to do their training in Houston, Texas, in the middle of like a race riot. Like the residents, the white residents in Houston, Texas, was in the process of killing black folks. They were in the process of doing whatever they could to disenfranchise the black citizens. And then these black black military guys come to town, and things begin to change a little bit, right? So one of the primary characters, who's a light-skinned brother, I'm not sure of his actual name, but he did a great job, because he was basically a light-skinned brother who was able to speak well, right? So they showed the level of colorism that was taking place at that time, because he was a light-skinned brother, he spoke well. So the dark-skinned brothers that was on the platoon, they treated him a certain way, thinking he was an Uncle Tom, thinking he was, you know what I mean? They had to get through that. But ultimately, the brother was a rider, and what happened was, the 24th platoon, they were in World War I, and they were looking to go to France to actually fight in the war. Because they were black, they weren't allowed to fight in the war. And what happened was, they had an incident inside of the Houston town they were at, and then all the white folks from this Houston town went to the military base and was trying to kill everybody, right? These black brothers strapped up and did what they had to do. They was killing off whoever. They went into town and was killing off whoever they needed to kill off. It was this is based on a true story. And again, I'm not advocating violence. I'm just advocating fighting back. You know what I mean? So when we talk about slave movies and movies that depict us in a particular manner, just know that this is one of the movies that we should watch. This is one of the movies that you should actually watch with your family, because it shows like what it takes when you put your people first. You know what I mean? And one of the can't remember the brother's name, but he's a light-skinned brother. He was a star in the movie. He did a great job, and he said a statement in the movie that was probably the most profound thing that I've heard in a while, right? Because he found a girl there that liked him, and he asked the girl, or the girl asked him, like, why is this so important to you? Like, why do you want to fight in this war? Like, aren't you scared to fight? You know what I mean? And he basically said a statement, man, I think all of us should live by to a degree, right? The brother basically said that if you die fighting for revolution, you never die at all. You know what I mean? And that was a powerful statement to me, because the brother was basically saying, I understand that I might die in this war. Because in his mind, if we show, and I don't like this ideology to a degree, but I understand them. He was like, if we show these white folks we can go over here and be great at our job, be great in the military, then next time it's time to go to war, black folks will be accepted. Black folks will be able to have a seat at the table, a proverbial seat at the table. You know what I mean? And again, I don't agree with that ideology completely, but the brother was basically saying, I'm willing to die to advance the next group of black people that come after me. You know what I mean? And I think that was, if you watch the movie, that's the main point of the movie. So do me a favor, family, with your family. If you got kids, it's a little profanity in the movie, but not like that. If you got kids, watch the 24th. I think it's on Showtime or Stars, if I'm not mistaken. It's on Hulu as well. So for Black History Month, everybody who just joined me, watch a movie called The 24th. It's a great movie about black history. It's a true story, you know what I mean? So do me a favor and watch The 24th. The 24th. The next movie, let me see, did I say everything I had to say about that one? Yeah, it's a great movie for black history. The next movie, I did a post about that movie as well, but I did a post about this movie also. And I think we should go see it. I think everybody who hasn't seen it yet should go check it out. And the movie is Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, many people in our community was telling me, like, man, look, I don't want to see a movie about a snitch. I would love to see Fred Hampton's story in a biography about his life. I would love to see that. But I don't want to see no shit about no snitch. They always painting us in these bad, blah, 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 right? And okay, I guess I understand that to a degree, right? But here's the thing, family. Not only did this movie depict the Black Panthers in a great light that we haven't seen them in before, like I was telling my son when I was making his ass watch it, which that was a good thing, right? And also, like, look, if we are to unite as a people, right? Let's say we want to start some type of revolution, whereas black people, we come together and we fight with our minds or whatever we have to do to get through oppression, like together, right? If you want to start an organization and do these kind of things, you have to get rid of snitches, y'all. Like the informant, the black man or woman who chooses to thwart our plans by telling the oppressor, this has been going on since the beginning of time. Right? So understand that we need to hear this story about how this organization got took down so we can look at it and determine what could have been done differently. So if we start an organization or we are a part of an organization, we'll know how to move, right? But understand, right? During slavery time, this is something I did a video about this, Melanated Fathers TV, History Matters section. I did a whole video about it. But this is something we need to be aware of, family. Like, many of you have watched First 48, right? And you understand how, what is it? I would say 94% of the time, somebody's snitching on somebody, right? So understand where this comes from. That's why history is so important to me. During slavery, there was something created called meritorious manumission. Look it up. Or like I said, go watch my video on my YouTube page. But meritorious manumission. This was basically a reward system they created for slaves if you told on another slave, right? This is extremely important, family. Mid to late 1800s to early 1900s, there were hundreds of slave revolts that were thwarted for one reason. Hundreds of slave revolts that didn't get to happen for one reason and one reason only. A snitch. Somebody told. Meritorious manumission was in effect, and you are a slave amongst these broken people, and you want to find the best way to get in good graces with massa, right? So keep in mind, they didn't give them money or nothing. They will give them like a small amount of time off, but the biggest thing they would give them I hate laughing at some of this shit, man, but we done been through so much. The biggest thing that they would give them is a butter biscuit. A hot, believe it, the main reward that they would get for snitching is a hot butter biscuit, right? So understand this. So during those times, we would do whatever we could do to get one leg up on somebody else black. So keep in mind, as time continued to go on, we continue to be the most disenfranchised people in this country, right? So at that point, you doing whatever you can to get a leg up. Like, my life is all fucked up. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no resources. I ain't got nothing. All I got to do is tell on him, and I can get put in a better standing. You know what I mean? In the society that's already shitting on me already. You know what I mean? So yes, everybody, watch Judas in the Black Messiah so we can know how to avoid fucking Judas, right? we need to be aware of that, family. We need to be aware of that. We definitely need to be aware of that, of how all this works. You know what I mean? So I watched the movie. I had my family watch the movie. I think it's worth it. You know, I don't want to tell too many spoilers. Most of us understand what actually happened to Fred Hampton, but it was good to see the brother's story, see how much influence he had. And another thing, before I move on to the next story, let me see, do I have one more story? I think that's it, family. But before I move on, keep this in mind too. Haiti had one of the only successful revolts, right, in Haiti. I'll leave you with this. One of the only places to have that's why, just so you know, that's why Haiti is treated so horrible now. Because when they won that war, all the powers around the world never forgot about it. So they made sure that we're not going to send no resources to Haiti whatsoever. Everybody was aware of that, right? But you know what Haiti did? How they were able to take down the French, take down all these different fractions of soldiers without guns, right? For one, they practice voodoo. Like, voodoo in America is seen as some old, excuse me, voodoo in America is seen as some old demonic shit, but in actuality, it's about African spirituality. Excuse me, and they used voodoo to garner up the energy from the ancestors to do what they needed to do. And also, before they killed anybody white, before they killed any slave owner or anything, the first thing they did was got rid of the coons. First thing they did was identify who are the traitors among us, and they got rid of all them first. Like, and man, look, if we are to talk about a real revolution here in this country, where we come together as melanated folks, black folks, whatever you want to call yourself, if we are to see this actually come to fruition, fortunately, but unfortunately, we gonna have to get rid of all the goddamn coons, man. Everybody who doesn't mean us any good, everybody who could be a potential detractor, you got to get rid of them. Now, how you get rid of them depends on how thorough you want to be, but that has to happen. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, watch the movie Judah and Black Messiahs. Learn something. It is now again, with these movies, they have the license to do things up for Hollywood, so bits and pieces may be a little dramatized to a degree, but ultimately it's a great movie. I think everybody should watch it. You feel me? Now, on to, how long have I run in my mouth? Let's see. On to the topic for today.